Transform and roll out. Picture this. You hit the opening credits. There's a Lego meteor flying from the skies. Boom! It crashes down, and from within it, we see the very, very familiar face of Bumblebee. Lego Transformers, let the story begin. But first, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick moment to thank today's sponsor, because it is the lovely folks over at World of Warships. Now, they are actually having a really exciting limited time event currently with the Transformers. So again, make sure you're paying attention, because as I just said, it's a limited time event, so you want to jump on this quick. Now, the Transformers are being added for this limited time event into World of Warships. Now, of course, if you don't know, World of Warships is free to play. So you can go on ahead and grab the game for free using the link at the top of the description. But wait, because I'm actually going to tell you some of the benefits that you will get thanks to our sponsors for today's video. Now, don't forget, the game is also available on the PC, the PS4, and Xbox One. So a plethora of platforms are obviously available for you to play this game on. Now, who is getting added into the game for this particular crossover event? Well, it will be both the Autobots and the Decepticons. So there will be 2 Autobots and 2 Decepticons. On the Autobot side of things, you've got Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, very cool classic selections. And on the Decepticon side of things, you've got Megatron and Rumble. Again, really cool picks there as well. And I also like the addition of Rumble. Honestly, he's a little bit more of a less known character, but I think it's really cool that they actually gone ahead and chose to add him for this particular event. Now, guys, as I mentioned before, don't forget, you want to go on ahead and use the link at the top of the description to play as the Transformers within the World of Warships universe. You can download the game for absolutely free using the link at the top of the description, and you'll notice that there's actually 2 links. And the reason why there are 2 links, because you need to pick which faction do you want to be on. You can go on ahead and use the link to join the Autobots or the Decepticons. For the Autobot side of things, you will unlock a Commander Bumblebee character with 6 points. You will unlock a premium ship, which will be the USS Charleston. That's really cool. And you get 20 Autobot camo, as well as 1 million credits. Yes, you heard me correctly. That is crazy. And on the Decepticon side of things, you will unlock Rumble Commander with 6 points. You will also unlock a premium ship. In this case, it'll be the Aurora USSR ship. And you will also get 20 Decepticon camo, as well as 1 million credits. So a pretty compelling offer right there. Make sure you guys act quickly to go on ahead and hop into World of Warships and check out this epic Transformers limited time event. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, as the title reads, this is my pitch for the next big Lego game, and it, I think, should be a Transformers game. Now, I know, let's get the big giant elephant in the room out of the way, because there is a pretty massive hurdle to get over here, because, well, the Transformers are owned by Hasbro, and Hasbro is obviously a toy company. The Transformers is a toy brand, first and foremost. It was created as a cartoon and everything else that it has become after, but it initially started out as a toy line. And so because of that, there is that whole hurdle of like, will a toy company let another toy company use their characters to go on ahead and kind of promote one another? I know that that's a bit of a difficult argument to get over, and to be fair, back when Hasbro was actually creating kre-o figurines, I really think this would have been a very valid argument. But I think that since that line is over and done with for the time being, I think that there is a good chance that there could come to an agreement to create a Transformers game that was also a Lego game. I think that there's a possibility of that happening, and we're going to go on ahead and explore what would that look like, what could be a really cool, compelling idea, and some of the gameplay mechanics. And of course, guys, I want to hear from you as well. We've done one of these types of videos in the past, which was for a Spider-Man or Spider-Verse game, and a lot of you guys really enjoyed that video. I think we reached like well over 1,500 likes on that video, which was absolutely stellar. So if we can match that on this video, that would be awesome. Thank you guys so very much for that support. Now, with that being said, let's get rocking and rolling. Like I said, the first moment could be as simple as a meteor that's maybe created out of Lego, obviously, crashes down to Earth, and from that meteor, we see Bumblebee. Now, the entirety of the story would basically focus on Bumblebee slowly but surely notifying the other Transformers that he is now on Earth, and slowly but surely teaming up with different Transformers to go through the levels. So the campaign would basically be Bumblebee teaming up with another Transformer. We could go from very, very, very popular Transformers like Optimus Prime, obviously, to less known Transformers like Ironhide and maybe like Wheeljack or RC, characters that are, in comparison to the Bumblebees and Optimus Primes of the world, seem like smaller or not quite as famous quite yet. So the idea here is, of course, that the campaign would explore these little team-up missions of Bumblebee along with these other characters, these other Transformers, building up towards an epic finale fight against, obviously, you guessed it, Megatron versus Optimus. That's what we're going to build towards. But here's where I think the game will be really, really compelling and really cool to see, because I think that one of the things that will be very difficult to decide with a game for Transformers is, hey, do you do minifigures or do you go on ahead and have the characters built out of Lego bricks? And for me, I think, why not both? So essentially, you do have minifigure or minifigure scaled characters. Obviously, you could do maybe different heights, just like you would with regular minifigures, and some big figs as well. But essentially, you could go on ahead and have minifigures that transform into smaller vehicles. However, I think it would be really cool if at the end of every one of the stages of every one of the levels of the campaign, you go into something called the Brick Boss Mode, where essentially the small minifigures that we see turn into giant brick-built versions of themselves. So you go from a Bumblebee that is a minifigure to a Bumblebee that looks like a Megazord. And essentially, it would kind of almost emulate the fights that you would typically expect and see at the end of an episode of Power Rangers or in a Godzilla movie or in a Pacific Rim movie, where you see these epic, grandiose battles unfold at the very end. So you get kind of the minifigure scale battle throughout the level, and then at the end of the level you have an epic brick boss mode battle where the characters transform into their giant form and battle it out to go on ahead and make for an epic conclusion. And I think that that would be really quite exciting to see unfold. And again, it would allow us to go on ahead and see these characters both as minifigure designs, but also as brick-built designs. And you could do, even as part of that brick boss mode, it doesn't always have to be in robot mode. You could do maybe one of them where they turn into giant vehicles and there's a race minigame or something along those lines. I think that would be really cool. In fact, you could probably go back and forth. So maybe you start out the fight in robot mode, but then halfway through the fight, one of the Decepticons tries to escape. Let's say they transform into a jet, so you transform into vehicle form and you try to chase them down, and then the battle continues once you've gotten through that particular minigame. So I think that that could be a really, really epic and exciting way to conclude the different story levels over the course of the game. Now, that is not all. The other thing that I think would be really exciting about doing a Transformers game would be the fact that you could actually set it on Earth, which is something that we haven't really gotten all that often. Now, again, you could obviously bring up the Lego Marvel games because they are set in kind of a Marvelized version of the real world, right? I mean, you do get Manhattan, so that's definitely cool. But I think that the idea of having multiple hub worlds that could be different cities around the world portrayed in Lego form would be so cool. Like, imagine if they could do one stage, again, could be literally Manhattan or New York. Then you could do maybe a city from Europe, maybe a city in Asia, maybe a city in Africa. You could do all these different regions of the world that you get to explore as the Transformers who are trying to chase down and stop the evil doings of the Decepticons. I think that could be super duper exciting and would make for some really epic hub worlds to explore, where you can collect your gold bricks, or in this case, maybe it could be like Cybertron Allspark bricks or whatever they want to call them. Obviously, you could brand them specifically to something that is Transformers based. And that is not all, because the other reason why I think a Transformers game would be absolutely genius to do would be because I think this would be a really cool game to do what they did with Lego Batman 1. If you never played the very first Lego Batman game, first of all, what are you doing? Go play it. And second of all, one of the coolest aspects that I really liked about Lego Batman 1 was the whole idea that you went through the game first as Batman and Robin, the good guys, and then at the end of the game, once you finish the story, you could play through the campaign from the perspective of the villains. What other game it would make so much sense to do that again with than this one? Why not go through the game first from the perspective of Bumblebee and the Autobots, and then you flip it on its head, and maybe you put, I don't know, Starscream or Megatron or Rumble, a different Decepticon in the limelight, who is then, you play that entire campaign from the perspective of the quote-unquote bad guys in the Decepticons. I think that would be so cool and so exciting to be able to play through a campaign once again, both from the perspective of the good guys and the bad guys, and I think that in the context of Transformers, it makes all the sense in the world. I even went ahead and thought as far as, how do you go on ahead and tie this game into the possibility of some of the movies and try to do some cross promotions? Personally, I would much rather if this game was based more so on like classic designs. I'd love if they used maybe the comics from IDW or literally like the classic Transformers cartoon to base their character models and the overall world, just go off of that design. But I think that there is still a way to include some of the movies in this Lego game, and that would be through DLC. So you can literally do DLC packs that maybe introduce the variations of these characters the way that they are seen in their movie renditions. So you could either do a movie pack that is literally just a movie pack, like maybe one level that is based on several moments from the different Transformers movies. You could do DLC packs for each of the Transformers movies. And in addition to that, I'd love to even see maybe stuff like shattered grid characters. So you could do like Nemesis Prime and like alternate dimension variations of the Transformers. The Transformers universe is so vast that you really could knock this out of the park and make for an epic giant Lego game that would be very epic to play through, with multiple campaigns where you play as the Autobots and then the Decepticons. I think that would be very exciting. And then of course the idea of being able to explore multiple hub worlds based on real places on Earth would be so cool to see as well. Collecting different collectibles, unlocking hundreds of characters, because again, one of the key elements with any Lego game is to make sure that it's a character roster that has enough characters to where it feels really epic and grandiose. Most Lego games have well over 150 different playable characters, and Transformers can certainly offer you that with a bunch of different characters that are unique from one another. And then furthermore, you could obviously, again, take the whole notion of being able to do variations of said characters, like not just Optimus Prime, you could do Nemesis Prime, you could do other shattered grid variations of characters. So I think there's a ton of potential there. Plus, I really look forward to, if this becomes a reality, just the concept of being able to run around as a minifigure and instantly transform into your vehicle mode to be able to either move around a lot faster on the ground or maybe fly if you're a flying Transformer. I think that that sounds really epic. Imagine if they use some triple changers like Blitzwinger, for example, and do a different variation where as you transform, you can pick and choose. You can either become a tank or an airplane. I think that the potential is there, and I think that this truly could be the next huge Lego franchise. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you think this idea positively sucks, let me know. Be honest. That's totally fine. Of course, if you think the idea is great, let me know as well, and let me know why. I want to know. And of course, guys, like I mentioned, I want to thank once again our sponsors for today's video. They are awesome for going on ahead and helping make these videos happen. So of course, if you can, and if you're interested, go check out World of Warships, the limited time Transformers event. Thank you to them, and thank you to you for, of course, watching. Have an absolutely fantastic day, guys. I'll hopefully get you all here next time. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed that video, and just a quick heads up, don't forget, guys, if you'd like to support the channel furthermore, beyond just leaving a like, consider becoming a member of the channel. Members do get exclusive perks like exclusive emotes. In addition to that, you do get priority in sub-game streams as well as custom game streams. Plus, you would get access to the exclusive channels over on the Discord server. Thanks all for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!